It's another big addition at DFW Airport, a new non-stop destination.
Today is Beijing. Today is Beijing.
We are covering the launch of that new service and the debut of the Dreamliner at a DFW double celebration.
It is really awesome.
We love that we sort of kick off the golf season here in Irving.
And it kicks off in a big way with the Volunteers of America North Texas Shootout. See some of the fun.
And now we have even more trails. We'll have this center where we can meet.
Leaders break ground on a new outdoor learning center. Find out some of the features students will experience. Plus the latest in the push for answers about earthquakes, the major employer recommitting to Irving, and the crime prompting police to remind women to keep alert. This is City Source. Voters elected a new city council member. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. We know there will be one new face on Irving City Council, one will be returning, and one race is still to be decided. Here are the results of the May 9th election according to the unofficial numbers available at production time. In District 4, incumbent Joe Putnam and challenger Phil Riddle will head to a runoff because no candidate in the four-way race received 50% of the vote. In District 6, incumbent Brad Lamorges keeps his spot on City Council with 58% of the vote. And in Place 8, which is at large, David Palmer defeated incumbent Tom Spink. Early voting for the runoff election is June 1st through 9th. City Hall is the only location in Irving for early voting. Election Day is June 13th. For polling sites on that day, visit cityofirving.org. Also, the City Secretary's office can answer election questions. That number is 972-721-2493. Now to another economic win for the City of Irving. NEC Corporation announced it signed a lease to house its North American headquarters at this office building on State Highway 114. That means the company will be in Irving for another 10 years. Top executives from the Japan-based company visited Irving City Hall to not only celebrate that lease, but also talk about the company's technology that can help with infrastructure and public safety. Facial recognition software and water leak detection are among the products that are part of the company's Smart City program.
We really would like to have a good relationship with Irving cities in order to provide good values, or in order to create new values with the city.
We're real excited about NEC as a corporate citizen. They're so innovative and they're so forward-looking. Their technology is incredible. They're interested in the benefit of society.
NEC executives also talked about why they chose to stay in Irving. Affordable housing and no state income tax are among the perks for employees here.
DFW area is, very diversified, so it's very, easy for us to, move. It's very multicultural city.
But the top reason they are staying here is one we'll tackle in depth in this next story. And it is about two big celebrations at DFW Airport. They both involve major regional employer American Airlines and are expected to bring benefits to both travelers and the economy. We were there to see it all. Chicago is the destination, but for people on this American Airlines flight, it's more about the journey, a historic one. That's what we found out back in the terminal before takeoff at DFW Airport.
Coming just to fly on this plane today. We flew yesterday from San Francisco, and we're going to Chicago, and then immediately going back to San Francisco.
We finally get the opportunity to show our customers what the 787 is really all about.
All of this celebration is for the DFW debut of the Boeing 787, better known as the Dreamliner.
American is the first airline to bring the Dreamliner to Dallas-Fort Worth, and we're excited for even more of our customers to experience the new aircraft.
It gives American range to connect city pairs that really would not have been economical to fly before. So we think it opens up a lot of possibilities for connecting the Dallas-Fort Worth area to even more cities around the world.
It's the second Dreamliner coming in for the United States, so it's a big deal.
So you skipped school?
Yeah, this whole week, just to be on this plane. This is an experience you can never relive.
It's a great souvenir.
The Ragsdales are among those getting a souvenir picture and making the day trip.
It's my husband's idea. I'm a skeptic.
It's the new technology, the carbon fiber, to try to
see what it's all about in terms of the better humidity inside.
Soon, they will experience those features up close.
How are you feeling?
I'm very excited. It's going to be a great plane.
Frequent flyer James Bruce helped us out on board by snapping some pictures through bigger, dimmable windows.
Largest windows in the industry, electrochromatic dimming, expansive overhead bins for all the carry-on baggage, an innovative cabin air system, new systems that reduce turbulence and engine noise.
James also checked out the spacious premium cabins and took some video to capture the cheers at takeoff. But that is not the only first on this day.
Today is Beijing. Today is Beijing.
American Airlines is launching nonstop service from DFW to Beijing, China. Charlie Liu is a graduate student at UT Dallas.
I'm so excited. I live pretty close to Beijing. In the past, I have to fly through via Shanghai or Hong Kong. Today is the first day. We finally have the opportunity to fly to Beijing.
So that's way so easier than before.
Lauren Johnson is going to China on a faculty exchange program.
I'm an anthropologist and an educator, so those things are really important to me, to be able to travel as easily as possible.
While the educational and cultural opportunities are evident, many leaders here are talking about the economic impact.
Each one of these flights is worth anywhere from $250 to $320 million over the course of a year to our region here in North Texas.
Huge numbers like that can be hard to grasp, but at Irving City Hall we found a real example. Existing direct flights to Asia played a big role in NEC's commitment to a 10-year lease for its North American headquarters at this building close to DFW Airport. Why Irving?
Number one, it's central location. Great thing is access to the great airport. We only drive 10 minutes and then you get to the great international airport and then you can get on a flight direct to Tokyo. That's a great advantage for us.
Back at the airport, leaders believe the direct flights to Beijing will stimulate similar success stories.
There's increased demand for flights to Beijing and the rest of Asia from top business markets around the globe.
It's one of the fastest growing economies in the world, so it's tremendously important for most businesses. Almost any business that has a global footprint has to be in China, so it's hugely important for our businesses in the North Texas region.
We have a vision that this place called DFW can be an international business epicenter for the Western Hemisphere.
Not everyone's mind is on business. The Stockmans are expanding their family.
We're actually going to adopt a daughter.
We actually have 4. Just one of them is coming with us.
So there is plenty to celebrate as people board, and their plane passes through the airport's shower of affection.
We are just so excited because we're connecting literally one of the most influential parts of the United States, which is DFW, with one of the most populated and influential parts of China. And we are just exuberant.
Right now, the flights to Beijing are on a 777, but in June, the Dreamliner will take over this route, tying both of this day's celebrations together.
We're proud of that growth and look forward to even more service to the region in the coming years.
There is nobody more important in DFW as far as a corporation is concerned as American Airlines.
These celebrations are now over and passengers are on their way. But leaders here believe the impact of both debuts will propel new tourism and business opportunities.
We believe that this will drive so many agendas, so many initiatives.
And you're going to see that it's going to pay multiple dividends.
I'm really excited about all this. It looks wonderful.
Yeah, kind of neat. Those showers of affection have become somewhat routine in recent weeks. Here's one more. It's for Volaris. The celebration was even bigger inside the airport. Folklorico dancers added to the festivities in Terminal D. This was all to celebrate the low-cost carrier's launch of service to Guadalajara. The airline will offer flights 3 times a week.
This flight restates our ongoing commitment towards the connectivity between Mexico and the U.S.
The state of Texas generates more trade with Mexico than any other U.S. state,
more than $190 billion in exports and imports combined.
There is some competition. Just days before that announcement, Viva Aerobus launched service to Guadalajara and Monterrey, Mexico. By the way, we have more of the music and dancing at the end of the show. Now to an event that also drew some visitors to the area. The Volunteers of America North Texas Shootout brought LPGA action to the Las Colinas Country Club.
The Volunteers of America North Texas Shootout, presented by JTBC, is the LPGA event here in Irving, Texas, where we have 144 of our LPGA players coming out to play.
Stacy Lewis. That's my favorite player. Michelle Wee.
I want to see Lydia Cole.
Julie Inkster, who is in her 50s, so I'm hoping she can pull it through for us old gals out there.
My favorite player are these two girls. Seeing the excitement of them getting to watch all these great pros.
Families and their kids want to come out because they get to interact with our players, who will make this an unbelievable experience for them. Irving is a good location because it has the community base that loves golf and just loves coming out and being entertained.
A lot of hotel rooms being consumed.
We're from Austin.
Our restaurants are filling up. It's very exciting.
This Irving market has really embraced the event, and the community and the families have just come out.
The Irving Convention Bureau sponsors the media brand. We're just making sure that we get that Irving dateline out there because this tournament is in Irving, it's not in Dallas, and that's very important to us.
This is our first time, so we're kind of learning the game.
I've been playing for 4 years. I've been playing since I was 3.
My cousin, she played in the LPGA, and my grandfather plays, so I just fell in love with it. Golf is such a great sport that they can play all their life.
I was a little bit taken back because I never even thought about my name being on a trophy.
It's beautiful. I love the horseshoe in the shape of Texas, and it's very, very Texas. And to have Kathy's name on it is huge. That's a great addition.
Over the past 3 years, this event has grown immensely.
This event will definitely be here for the next 2 years, so next year I encourage all Irving residents to come out and enjoy this.
A lot of nice people, great city, pros out here, and the volunteers have done a great job.
Top honors in that tournament went to Inbee Park. She has won this shootout 2 times out of the 3 times it has been held. And this is a big season for sports in Irving. Check out the variety. Of course, no event is bigger than the AT&T Byron Nelson, and that is coming up May 25th through 31st at the Four Seasons. June 6th is the Play Tri Festival, which is a triathlon in Las Colinas. June 26th through 28th is the USA Judo Junior Olympic National Championships at the Irving Convention Center. Of course, we'll be covering some of those throughout the weeks ahead. Irving police help keep people safe at those and other large events throughout the city. Sometimes the best way to patrol a big crowd is on 2 wheels. But before officers hit the bikes, they get training. And Jolene DeVito went along to see how it happens.
"15 to 20 miles a day, usually the average bike cop has down here.
This Irving Police Department training session begins in the classroom.
This comes into play with what we talked about, your shoes and gloves, and why we should wear gloves.
But what these trainees and their instructors really want to do is get outside.
It's a lot of fun.
These officers are becoming certified to patrol by bicycle.
I've done a couple triathlons, so I'm familiar with, the basics. But this just kind of keeps us more up to date with it and all the safety features and basic things like changing a tire.
And basics like endurance, proper nutrition, and
effective cycling, and that's a big key is, coming up to hills, riding as a group together as a partner, side by side. Then those skills come into play when, they need to get to a suspect really fast or get to a call really quick.
Part of this training is a trip on the Campion Trail. Today's ride is just for practice, but this is a perfect example of an Irving location officers simply can't patrol by vehicle.
Well, bike patrol is another tool for police officers to use in many different areas, whether it's big events. We have the Byron Nelson every year where we're able to be mobile, get around in certain areas. And then also like in the problem-solving unit where we have ability to get on our bicycles and maneuver inside apartments in and out of areas where officers can't go with their vehicles.
Well, you get to see a different side of the city. You get to interact with people a little differently, go places that you can't really go when you're in a car.
And patrol at a volume the cops can't really achieve in their cars. Bike patrol gives Irving officers the element of surprise.
Well, they don't really expect it when we come around the corner and they're like, oh man, there's cops on bicycles.
We get to go places, see things that you wouldn't see, sneak up on people on bikes. They're a lot quieter than cars.
So we want to utilize that as a way for us to sneak up on criminals, but also a presence for the public to see that they have officers out there patrolling their neighborhood, keeping an eye on things, and we usually get a great response to that.
When officers patrol by bicycle, they can easily ride 20 to 25 miles a day, which is why these officers spend a lot of their training time in the saddle.
We definitely put on a challenging course here for long miles, but we want them to see that you can ride 20 miles a day and be okay and still be able to do your job.
The Irving Police Department has about 40 bikes in its fleet. Once these officers are certified, they won't ride them every shift, but they'll be able to leave the patrol car in the lot and hop on a bike when weather allows and circumstances warrant. I'm Jolene DeVito for City Source.
In today's Crime Fighters, the search for a suspect in an unusual offense. At least 8 women have reported being touched inappropriately on their backside. Police say all of the crimes are in Southeast Irving, most early in the morning on Fridays and Saturdays. Descriptions offered by victims have varied a lot, so with little to go on, police say their best advice is to avoid walking alone and always be aware of surroundings, and that's how you can be a City Source crime fighter. Action in Austin could help North Texans get answers about earthquakes. House Bill 1, filed by State Rep John Otto, would put money toward the purchase of new seismic equipment similar to what you see in this file video. House Bill 2932, filed by Representative Raphael Anchia, would pay for a study on land shifting. It would look at public safety issues and identify funding needed for a network of seismic equipment. Irving City Manager Chris Hillman was our guest on the most recent edition of ICTN's Open Line, and we asked him about what's happening.
We feel strongly that this is a state issue, because we're not the only area that's shaking. They've had a number of other areas around the state, so we've had a strong push down at our state legislature this year, to get funding, from the state to do the seismic studies, not only here in the Dallas-Irving area, but all around the state as well, because our residents want to know, and right now we don't have answers, and we're looking to the state, and we're being very proactive and aggressive with the state, to help provide the funding and the leadership, in earthquakes, not only here, in Dallas-Irving, but anywhere they may occur throughout the state.
See the rest of that conversation at youtube.com/the City of Irving. While on that site, here are some other videos to check out. It's Web Watch, the videos drawing the most clicks and comments, and it seems a lot of people are eager for the Byron to begin.
Byron was so proud of everything that the Salesmanship Club did and having it become this momentous institute and the focus on changing the outcomes for these kids.
We previewed the tournament and toured the school that benefits from it, the Momentous Institute. The video is surging in views as the tournament gets closer. And glad to see this one picking up in popularity, the visit of the Olate dogs to the Irving Arts Center. They were the big winners on America's Got Talent, as you may remember.
And Lily is kind of our superstar. Out of all the dogs, she's the one who kind of did them. Oh, well, you showing off?
And rounding out the Web Watch this week, our look at renovations at Victoria Park, which are now complete. If you missed any of those stories, find them at ICTN.tv. That's also where you can watch us live 24/7. Plus, catch us at youtube.com/the City of Irving. We have more than 1,600 videos on there for you to watch. Then post a comment because we always like to hear from you. The Irving Independent School District is teaming up with the Dallas County Community College District and the city to build an outdoor learning center. Susan Kamyab was there for the groundbreaking.
We are excited to break ground on this project that will provide our students that level of learning right here within our very own district boundaries.
Irving ISD has partnered with Dallas Community College District to construct an outdoor learning center set to open on Earth Day 2016.
This center will provide an opportunity for students to engage with nature, wildlife, aquatic systems, to get hands-on experiences learning science.
One of the primary goals was providing Irving ISD students a close-to-home opportunity for an outdoor learning experience.
Currently, we send students to Louisville. They have an outdoor learning facility there. And so what we're going to be able to do now is actually have more of our students participate. Initially, 2,700 fifth graders will participate, but ultimately over 18,000 elementary students in the Irving Independent School District will be participating in this project.
The new facility will be utilized by the students of Irving ISD as well as Northlake College and will feature a variety of outdoor programs. The Outdoor Learning Center will focus on science-based programs. There will be a trail designed for students to explore the land and a water reclamation station.
Students are going to see living examples of the incomplete metamorphosis and complete metamorphosis by comparing an adult grasshopper and adult diving beetles. I'm not sure about you, but I think I just lost myself on that.
The hands-on experience provided through the center will be greatly beneficial to the students.
Anytime you can get students engaged in hands-on learning activities where they are really in the learning themselves rather than passively reading about it in a book, let's say, you always do better with kids that way.
And Northlake College is looking forward to the expansion of their campus.
And now we have even more trails. We'll have this center where we can meet. So it's just even more.
The Outdoor Learning Center plans to be a valuable addition to the district.
The Irving ISD is very excited to have this opportunity. It will allow us to bring the classroom to our kids.
For City Source, this is Susan Comyob reporting.
Take a look at the latest volunteer beautification effort in the city. Members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints teamed up with Keep Irving Beautiful to make a difference at Running Bear Park, which is on South Story Road. They picked up more than 500 pounds of trash and recyclables and also painted a fence. Keep Irving Beautiful partners with faith-based groups and businesses for various projects at city parks and recreation centers throughout the year. A city-sponsored concert series is drawing some people downtown. This year's theme, a tribute to greatness, and it features cover bands. Next up is May 22nd. It's the Bester Brown Band, which pays tribute to Motown. June 12th is Texas Flood, which we hope is not a weather forecast. It's billed as a Stevie Ray Vaughan cover band. Then the series wraps up on June 26th with Satisfaction, the International Rolling Stones show. The concerts are at Whistle Stop Plaza, which is near the Clock Tower in downtown Irving. IrvingEvents.org has more info. The Animal Care Campus has several adoption specials coming up. In advance of Memorial Day, it's free pets for vets. That means no adoption fees for active duty military and veterans with ID. That special runs May 19th through 23rd. Then on May 23rd, big dogs, those weighing 40 pounds or more, are free to adopt. And throughout June, cats 1 year and older have no adoption fee. Kittens are discounted to $50. But of course, we think any time is a good time to add a pet to your home, so let's head out to the Animal Care Campus for our Pets of the Week.
Welcome to the Irving Animal Care Campus. This week we have a few pets that are really in need of new homes. This is Chipper. He's about 10 months old. He's a little Chihuahua mix, and he came to us from another shelter. When he came in, he has a hip degeneration issue that required a $1,000 surgery. He's already had his surgery and been through recovery, and he's now ready to go. He's very loving, he loves to be held, and he always wants attention. This is Karina. She is a 1.5-year-old domestic short-haired little girl, and as you can tell, she's a pretty good lap cat. She's very affectionate, very sweet, and she gets along great with other cats. And she is definitely ready for a new home. This is Stella. She's a 3-year-old domestic short hair, and she was brought in by another shelter. And she is been here for a few months now, but she's really doing great with the other cats. She's very loving to all people, and she is ready for a new home.
All right, thanks a lot. Always some unusual choices out there. The Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. It is open Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Then on Saturday, the hours are 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Also, check out the websites you see on the screen. Another new restaurant is celebrating a grand opening. We'll have coverage on the next City Source. Also, the AT&T Byron Nelson begins at the Four Seasons. We'll have coverage of the opening ceremony. And a solemn event pays tribute to fallen police officers. Hear from police and a family who lost a loved one in the line of duty. Those stories and more next time. Of course, you can email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. We may read some of your messages here on the show, or you can always comment on our videos at youtube.com/thecityofirving. And that's it for this edition of City Source. We leave you now with more of the celebrations at DFW Airport as it adds more international service. Thanks to everyone who was a part of this one, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.